Okay.
And we are live, guys, here at Crashing
And
Activities.
we are
I know my
live,
sister is in my
baby!
room.
Whoa, lady. Oh,
I
Hi
know my sister's
everyone.
in my room, and I just don't want to disturb her. So I'm gonna be real nice to you guys, to her and you guys.
Hey,
So
we are alive.
do a
yeah,
top
we were live
five
for like
worst
5
and
minutes
best
ago.
Christmas movies. We'll start with the worst ones.
Which ones are there? I actually don't know.
I think let's start with the Caillou's holiday special.
I never really watched that much of Caillou, to be honest, because I don't like Caillou.
And
Everyone
we
hates
know we
Honey.
made the grounded videos.
Everyone does that, and I can't believe it's still popular even to this day. Honestly, I'm just so shocked how popular it just.
All right, I'm back.
Okay,
All right,
what's up?
so I
Now
found
finish
some movies like
things on a time on YouTube.
Anyways,
so. Let
how
me
about we
send you the
first talk
link so
about
you
like
would
the
read
best
it.
Christmas movies, and then after we talk about the first best Christmas movie, we can talk about the second worst. You know, like after we're done talking with that movie, we can talk about the
We can
worst.
talk about the worst ones first, because we saved the best for last.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Here's the link to the Black Christmas.
Oh,
Read it.
sorry.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
No copyright
That was not.
music.
No,
Yeah,
sorry.
please, let's not do that.
No, sorry.
It's fine.
You
Just
can read it.
don't do it. Don't do it. All right, I got you.
I didn't mean to do that.
Okay. It's fine. You're good. Wait, what you sent, Alicia? The link? Where is it?
I sent you the link right here.
Oh, I see it. Black Christmas 1974 film. Okay.
All right.
Let me just paste this and link it. Okay, Black Christmas. Okay. Hold on. Wait, did I? Hold on. It didn't. What the? Hold on. It's just that for some reason it didn't let me. It didn't let me. What the? Hold on. What the? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I pressed the wrong button. My mistake. Just enter. As in. Okay. Oh, never mind. I found it. I got it. Okay. Do you want me to start? Okay. Well, let's first talk about the movie, the film Black Christmas film. It was a 1974 film. Oh wow. Black Christmas, or originally titled that Silent Night or Evil Night in the United States, is a 1974 Canadian slasher film produced and directed by Bob Clark and written by a Roy Moore. It stars Olivia Hussey, Kira Dolea, Margaret Kidder, Andrea Martin, and Leni Griffin, and John Saxon. Saxon? Sorry. I'm sorry if I mispronounced some of the names, okay? I'm sorry. The story follows a group of sorority sisters. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to say that. I'm so sorry. The story. I'm so sorry. Okay. The story follows a group of sorority sisters who receive threatening phone calls and are eventually stalked and murdered by a deranged killer during the Christmas season. Oh wow. Wow. Inspired by the urban legend, quote, The Babysitter and the Man Upstairs, which were two popular films, Halloween films of horrors, like Jason, Michael Myers, etc., and a series of murders that took place in Westmont's neighborhood of Monterey, Quebec. Oh yeah, and that's also in Canada, right?
Montreal.
Yeah. Moore wrote the screenplay under the title, quote, Stop Me. Oh my god, imagine I would have put the Queens, honestly. no, copyright.
I gotta go to the bathroom, okay? I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. The filmmakers made numerous alterations to the script, primarily the shifting to a university setting with young adult characters. It was shot in Toronto in the year 1974 on an estimated budget around $620,000 and was distributed by Warner Brothers in North America. Upon its release, Black Christmas received mixed views, but it has since received critical reappraisal, with film historians noting it for being one of the earliest slasher films. It is also praised for its influence on John Carpenter's Halloween film of 1978, which, of course, as I said earlier, of course, quote, "The Night That Came Home," that's Michael Myers. You guys don't know who he is. He's the guy with the white mask, and he murders the babysitters in Halloween films. I mean, I've seen a lot of films like this, to be honest. I'm more of a horror guy myself, to be honest. I mean, I've seen Jason, Friday 13th, etc. Anyway, aside from its earning a cult following, since it released, a novelization written by Lee Hayes, which was the guy that populated the movie, was published in 1976. It is in the first film of the Black Christmas series, being followed by two remakes in 2006 and 2019. The film has since received retroactive recognition, and has been regarded as one of the greatest horror films ever made. Really, one of the greatest horror films ever made of a Christmas time. That
Why?
that's not true. That's like literally, and I'm quote this.
A
Like this is
rumor?
just BS. It's BS. It's just
Yeah,
BS.
and there's there can have a
like
lot of
like no
racism
like talking about this film, like why would you make a movie that's something horror even though it's not Halloween? It would have been understandable they did it for Halloween, like if it was Halloween Kills, like because Michael Myers and Halloween,
and they can have
that would have
some
made more sense. But why
too.
Christmas? Come on.
And also with Black Christmas, sometimes it can have racism because
Well, I did see that film one time with my grandpa. That one time, like it was like a long time ago. Actually, it was like I think I was like 9 or 8 years
and
old.
Christmas is supposed to be joy, not horror, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because like it's not like Home Alone, like in Home Alone they always have this comedian stuff. To be honest, that would have been more better. That's the best movie, to be honest, to watch. It's a classic, real classic.
But anyways, let's talk about one of the best ones.
Yeah, honestly, this film, to be honest, I never really heard about it, but honestly, after reading this kind of stuff, it's just BS. It's just one of the worst films. Like, why?
Let's
why would you do that?
Let's do number. All right, let's talk about the Christmas specials. All right, so let's talk about another one, like a Charlie Brown Christmas, number 5.
Okay. Wait. This is a 10th one.
You said this is 10.
We did the first.
Actually,
10,
this is number 5. This is number 5. We're doing the top 5 list because we started a little bit late.
Oh, okay. So 5. All right.
Let me read a Charlie Brown Christmas.
Okay, Charlie Brown Christmas, of course.
A Charlie Brown Christmas is a 1965 animation television special. It is the first TV special based on the comic strip Peanuts. Charles M. Schultz. Produced by Lee Mendelson and directed by Bill Melendez. The program made its debut on CBS on December 9th, 1965. In this special, Charlie Brown himself finds himself depressed despite the onset of the cheerful holiday season. Lucy suggests he direct a neighborhood Christmas play, but his efforts are ignored and mocked by his peers when he chooses a real but punny Christmas tree as a centerpiece. So after this comic strip's debut in 1950, Peanuts had become a phenomenon worldwide by the mid-1960s. The special was commissioned by the sponsor Coca-Cola Company and was written over a period of several weeks. And it produced one on a small budget in 6 months. In casting the characters, producers took an unconventional route, hiring child actors. The program soundtrack was similarly unorthodox, featuring a jazz score by pianist Vince Guaraldi. Its lack of a laugh track, a staple in U.S. television animation in this period. In addition to its tone, pacing, music, and animation, led both the producers and the network to predict that project would be a disaster. However, contrary to their collective apprehension, A Charlie Brown Christmas received high ratings and acclaim from critics. It has been honored at an Emmy and a Peabody Award, and has become an annual presentation in the United States, airing on the broadcast television during the Christmas season. Its success paved the way for a series of Peanuts television specials and films. Its jazz soundtrack achieved commercial success, selling 5 million copies in the U.S. Live theatrical versions of A Charlie Brown Christmas has been staged.
Yes.
And we all know that we've all seen it. Love them.
Yeah, I've seen it before. I mean,
And
the
I actually
first
have the DVD.
Peanuts movie I ever watched wasn't the one from 2015. The first one was like a long time ago called A Boy Named Charlie Brown. That was the one I saw. Then I saw the other ones, like the Thanksgiving special one. I think I saw the Halloween one too. I don't remember, but I think I did see them. But honestly, this film, like this movie, I actually did see it with my parents that one time when I was a kid. And honestly, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Like, no comment at all. I just thinking like, wow, like, so amazing, Like, I would rate this movie I give it a 10 out of 10. I don't care, 10 out of 10. It's great. Everyone should watch it, that sort of stuff.
And have you seen other Charlie Brown specials like Snoopy Come Home?
Oh, yeah, Snoopy Come Home, yeah. Oh, my God, that was a reference of SpongeBob of Gary Come Home.
Is it from the SpongeBob episode called Dumped?
It was the song Gary Come Home thing. I would insert that right now.
You remember it was in the SpongeBob episode Dumped?
No, not that episode. It was another one. It was Have you seen this snail?
Did you know a Class 1 railroad New York Susquehanna and Western ran steam passenger tourist trains before in December 1973? The Morris County Central moved its operations from Whippany and Newfoundland, New Jersey.
Oh, I see.
Well, that has nothing to do with what we're doing, and also,
yeah, honestly, I was about to say that.
And also, have you seen Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown? It's one of my favorite Peanuts movies ever.
I think I did.
Okay, I'm back for the bath.
How about Bon Voyage, Charlie Brown, where they go to France?
No, I don't remember seeing that.
You should remember to watch it. So try to remember.
I know. I honestly gotta keep watching these. To be honest, I gotta start watching these. To be honest, if I'm gonna do it. To be honest.
And I've seen the Peanuts movie.
Peanuts movie, the 2015 one. That was the one that got me.
Well,
have you seen the? And I've seen, and Peanuts was one of my childhoods. I was addicted to it, just like Thomas, and also the Loud House and City Owl.
Thomas was like my first childhood ever. It was like one of my favorite shows I've ever seen. To be honest, who doesn't? I adore Thomas.
Yeah, the same with me. I was addicted to this show.
I'm proud to be a Thomas fan and South Park fan.
I mean, I was a Thomas fan again, and then my second childhood was regular show, obviously, because I love regular show. It's pretty.
Second childhood was the Loud. I didn't start
watching these kind of shows like Loud House. I didn't start watching it until like I was like 12 or 10. I don't remember. But Thomas was my childhood all the time, to be honest. And then when I started growing up,
yeah, Thomas was my childhood all the time. And so don't forget Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes, yeah, that's also my my third childhood. That was my third one.
I also watched Tom and Jerry, and also watched
Tom and Jerry. Yeah, that too.
And also Donkey Ollie too. You've heard of Donkey Ollie?
I think I heard about it. Yeah. Oh wait, yeah, I did. Oh yeah, it was a long time ago. I
have some DVDs of Donkey Ollie at my house. And have you heard of the Donkey Ollie song? Have you heard of the Donkey Ollie? And have you heard?
Also, guess what,
Donkey Ollie? They played a lot of songs in Donkey Ollie, nonstop. Manuel, right?
Yep, nonstop.
Hey, Elijah,
have you heard of this Donkey Ollie song called "Be Strong"?
Oh yeah, these are. Oh my god! I remember that.
It sounded like a 1980s version. It sounded like it was made in the 80s.
Teacher actually showed that to the class.
It sounded that was made in the 1980s.
Yeah, it was made in the 1980s, and now I'm actually surprised.
But the song was actually made in 2007. But they
Well, that
they
makes sense because
but they
their
made the
cringe that
song
year.
more like an 80s version, even though it was made 2007. Well, Donkey, all this series was made 2009.
Okay.
And
Anything
anyways,
else?
what next Christmas movie is the live action of The Grinch?
The Grinch live action. Which one? The one that they made in 2018.
In 2000 and
Honestly,
think.
I have no doubt about that movie. I like that movie, the animation, but the original one, I think I prefer the original one, to be honest.
And you don't like the live action one?
The live action one, I do like it, but the thing is, it's not the same. It's just not the same. That's all. It's not the
Well,
same.
I don't.
I mean, for me, like the live action one, it just like it's not the same. It's not the same without the entire Dr. Seuss thing. Because like, what's the point of the Dr. Seuss if most of the stories wasn't written by Dr. Seuss?
Guys,
Think about it.
I see my friend Ennis Stanville District Line. Hi, what's up?
Okay. Anyway, I got the Grinch thing. Okay, so obviously we all know about the Grinch story. To be honest, the Grinch who lives in an abandoned what's it called? He lives in a snow mountain. I know he lives in somewhere in a mountain near Whoville, which is the town that, of course, that's like down below the town. Of course, everyone's getting in spirit of Christmas, sort of that. Of course, Grinch doesn't like that. He doesn't like it because he complains about everything. He complains about all the noise, all the rackets that's happening. Of course, the bells, and of course the Whoville town just like I'm just saying this, and this is my own perspective. Like, he's just mad because he doesn't get into the Christmas spirit like everyone else. I mean, who doesn't like Christmas? I mean, I like Christmas ever since like I could remember. Christmas is about that time,
I
with
love
family, friends.
Christmas.
To be honest, when I was a kid, I just liked about the presents. To be honest, I mean, you can get me wrong. Get me wrong. I was a
Ennis
kid.
Stanville District is in the private chat if you wanted to add him in since he
Okay,
joined the
hold
live.
on. Okay, so of
Yeah.
course, how the Grinch. Of course, let's talk about the live Grinch. Can I start? Okay, so let's talk about the how
Hey,
the Grinch.
Where
guys!
Stole
did
Christmas.
Elijah go?
It's, of course, aka, of course,
Hey,
Dr.
guys!
Seuss, How the Grinch
Wait.
Stole
What?
Christmas, or simply The Grinch. It was
Hey,
a
guys!
2000 American Christmas fantasy comedy
Wait.
film directed by Ron Howard, who was also produced with Brian
Did Elijah left?
Reiser from a screenplay written
Oh,
by
there he
Jeffrey
is.
Price and Peter S. Seaman. The film was based on the Dr. Seuss book in 1957 children's book of the same name, of course, The Grinch, or quote, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. This was the first Dr. Seuss book to be adapted into the full-length feature film, and the first of the only two live-action Dr. Seuss films, followed by The Cat in the Hat in 2003, which I think that's awful, to be honest. I don't like that. I prefer watching the original one than that, because that's just... Honestly, I would just grab a mic right now and just go like, mid! Because it was mid. It was literally legit mid. It was mid. It was mid, bro.
Also, and then also, I just want to let you guys know that Amtrak made the new Amtrak Aero locomotive.
Oh yeah, I heard that. A lot of
They
rail fighters
remind
saying
me
that.
of the Amtrak
oh.
Turboliner.
Yeah, I know, I saw. Anyways, let's talk about the thing. Okay. After the 1966 animated TV special of the
Wait,
same
where did
name,
Elijah
there was a
go?
second adaptation of the book, narrated by Anthony Hopkins.
He'll be back.
Oh wow, imagine if we could just put Hawkins from like Stranger Things. No. Okay. The film stars Jimmy Carey as the Eponymous character, with Jeffrey Tambor, Christian Baranski, Bill Irwin, and of course Molly Shannon in supporting roles. Produced by Image Entertainment, How the Grinch Stole Christmas was released in Universal Pictures in the United States on November 17th, 2000. Oh, 2000. Oh, wow. Oh, no wonder. The film earned mixed reviews from critics, who praised Jim Carrey's performance, but criticized its darker theme and somewhat scary moments, as well as devastating from the source material to drastically. It spent 4 weeks as a number one film in the United States. How the Grinch Stole Christmas grossed about 345 million worldwide. Oh my god, that's a lot of money, making it the sixth highest grossing film of 2000 and originally became the second highest grossing holiday film of all time behind Home Alone in 1990 in the 90s, until both films were suppressed in
Yeah, I'm back.
2018 by the third film adaptation of the
Hey,
story.
Diego.
Hey guys, what's up?
It won the Academy Award for
Guys,
Best
can you hear me?
Makeup, as well as getting nominations for the Best Art Direction and
Guys,
Best
can you
Costume
hear me?
Design. Okay, I already read most of these stuff. So,
Elijah?
Yeah, well, let's talk about the controversy.
Hey guys,
So the
can y'all
controversy
hear
is
me?
that one of the reasons. I'm just talking. But
Hey
hey,
guys,
Diego.
can you hear me?
Yes, Diego. Please let Alicia talk, please.
Can y'all hear
Go
me?
ahead. Yes, we hear you, dude. Chill.
Oh.
Yeah, chill.
Yeah, dude, chill. I swear to God, I'm gonna lose my brain if you stop that. Okay, please.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
It's fine. You're good. Just don't do that, please.
Hey,
I'm on
and it's Dan
Christmas
Bell,
break.
aka Max.
No, that's JP.
Hey, JP.
That's my friend JP because I have met on Roblox and he's one of my friends. And
Okay.
he-
Can we talk about the film? Okay, like
Okay.
All right, so the controversy is because one of the reasons why people don't like live action movies is because it just turned out to be awful than the original animated one. Just look at the
yeah,
Lion
it just makes it
King.
more worse. Like it
years,
just makes the whole
it's been
entire
going
scene
great.
like instead of like
For
what
years.
people think about the
Little
original,
Mermaid.
like oh, it's a cartoon, you know? It just makes it more gross. Like
And
it just makes
imagine
it like
that
Yeah.
too.
JP.
Yeah,
makes
you
it
know
like-
what
Don't
live
forget
action films
too
are, right?
that. Just look at the Lion King and the Little Mermaid. For years they've been going in
Okay, the
animation.
Little
They had
Mermaid, that
animated
movie's
movies,
not out yet,
but
right,
the
guys?
live action ones they're
The live
gonna be
action
horrible.
Little
But
Mermaid is not out yet.
yeah,
Well,
but
yeah,
the
it
Lion King
hasn't.
one, it was bad.
No, The Lion King was awesome.
I
like
meant
no.
the
Like we're
live
talking about the
action
2000
one.
film. We're
But
not talking
I
about
like
the original one. We're talking about the 2000 film.
I like the original one better than the live action one.
Exactly,
Hey,
yeah,
Elijah,
because
what
like,
happened
dude,
to your
like that's
crushing
more
activity?
like
Elijah,
they made it
can I
more
ask you something?
cartoonish. I prefer doing it
Yeah.
Elijah, I
cartoonish.
need to ask you something.
Yeah.
What happened to your crushing activities episode 2?
I think I got delayed. Didn't he say that?
I
No, no,
saw
No, the first one on your channel. Like I was rewatching it. Like remember the one we were talking about that Percy that looked like Peter Sam?
Oh
Hey,
yeah, that
can
one.
I say something real quick?
What? Who's that?
that was JP.
Oh, it's because I got confused for a second.
All right, Alan. You can
I think I know what
read
happened.
the fourth best one, which is Elf.
Oh,
That's
classic!
What about Polar
classic.
Yeah,
Express?
Elf. I want to read
It's a
Elf.
It's coming up. It's gonna be
a
number one. But
classic.
spoiler, it's gonna be in number one.
Yeah, I'll read it. So
Elf
Oh, it's gonna be
theme-
number one.
Also,
Are you
guys,
serious? I thought
do
it was
gotta
gonna
mention
be.
this
Oh,
that the Elf theme
Oh
is
wait, I
like the
thought we got
Polar
to the
Express
third one.
theme.
Remember?
The
Got to
Elf
the
theme
third
is
one.
like the Polar
Alright,
Express
so-
theme.
We're talking about the fourth best one.
Oh, the fourth. Okay, and that's the last one, or is there gonna be more? Or is
All right, now let me try to
What
read.
about Nightmare Before Christmas?
That's an honorable mentions.
All right, but
Oh
also
my god, you were. I was
George,
about. Oh my god, I was about to say that.
can I read the
Yeah,
article?
go read,
So-
read.
Yes, you can read the article.
All right, now let me focus on reading this. Elf is a 2003 American Christmas comedy film
Yeah,
directed
okay.
by John Favreau and written by David Berenbaum. It stars Will Ferrell.
She's
as
upstairs.
a human raised by Santa's elves who learns about his origins and heads to New York City
Look at
to
my
meet
cat.
his biological father.
Look at that. Where's the cat? Where's the cat?
The cat's right there. Did you not
Yeah.
see?
That's my cat.
Is that the cat that's pregnant?
No, she already.
Wait,
gave birth to
it is
six
a boy
kittens.
or
Let me show you
a
the
girl?
six
Wait, what? That's
Or-
cool.
She gave birth. Where are the kittens?
And then
The kittens right here.
and
I
Bob
can't see it.
Newhart
Can you
Oh,
put
hey,
us in
Noel.
solo mode?
and
Put it in
support
Just
solo
look
mode.
at close.
No man.
Right.
Also, let me read the
Elijah, put us
second
in solo
paragraph,
mode.
And
guys.
you like my tree?
Everyone,
Elijah,
everybody,
Elijah.
one at a time, please.
So
I swear
your
to God,
cat is
please.
a
Do you like my tree?
Oh, it's
Hey,
pretty
Elijah,
cool.
put me in. Put
like
yourself in solo
I
mode
like
so we
your
can see the
Christmas
kittens
I like
better.
it. It's pretty cool. You watching a
I
basketball
want to see
game?
the
I
kittens
like it.
better.
Yeah, and
I
also
didn't see the kittens.
Also, can I please
Everyone,
continue
please
reading?
let Alan read, please.
And then also,
Let him
Elf was
read and let
released
him
in
get a
the
chance
United
to
States
read.
on November 7th, 2003, and became a major critical and commercial success, 220 million worldwide against 33 million budget. Farrell's performance as Buddy the Elf was praised by critics and audiences alike, with many calling it one of his best performances. The film inspired the 2010 Broadway musical Elf the Musical and NBC's 2014 stop motion animated television special Elf Buddies Musical Christmas. It has been hailed by many as modern classic and is often listed among the greatest Christmas films of all time. And on Christmas Eve, an orphan baby crawls into Santa Claus's sack at the sight of a teddy bear and is unknowingly taken back to the North Pole from an orphanage. After the infant is discovered at the workshop, the elves name him Buddy after his diaper's brand label. Buddy is accepted by the elf community and grows up to adulthood, thinking he is an elf, but soon overhears he is a human.
Make it
Papa
that
Elf
sound.
Papa Elf explains to Buddy that he was born to Walter Hobbs and Susan Wells. Susan put him up for adoption prior to her death. Walter now works as a children's book publisher at the Empire State Building in New York City, and is unaware of Buddy's existence. Santa reveals that Walter is on the naughty list due to his selfishness, but suggests Buddy could help redeem him with some Christmas spirit. Buddy travels to New York and finds Walter at work, but Walter makes him for a Christmas gram messenger and has him ejected. Buddy heads to a local
Oh my god, Elijah! I just saw your cats. They are so cute.
the department. He
Go
heads
ahead, go
to
ahead,
a
go ahead.
local
You're good. You're good. Go, 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 go.
So,
department store that Walter's security guards sarcastically tell him to go to where he meets Jovi, an
Excuse
unenthusiastic
me.
employee with whom he is instantly smitten. Hearing that Santa will be at the store the following day, but he redecorates the store overnight. However, upon realizing that Gimble's Santa is not the genuine article, Buddy unmasks him and causes a brawl in the store that the manager breaks up.
Hey guys, I'm back. Elijah, your cats are adorable.
Yes.
And all
yeah.
yeah.
I think you should stop there. Because we got some thoughts about the whole entire
Can I
plot.
say something? I have a story to tell.
Guys, wait. Everyone, please stop. Oh my god. I swear to God,
Please
I'm gonna lose my brain. I swear.
Please
I'm losing
don't
brain
let
cells right now.
Manuel go mad, just like Jenny.
Please, I swear to God, I'm not gonna scream. I'm not gonna scream like Jenny. I'm gonna break my monitor. How about that? I'm gonna break my PC. I swear to God, I will.
Can I say something?
After he talks, then you can say
Oh my
something.
God.
Okay?
Okay.
I'm losing brain cells. I'm losing. Okay, I'm calm. I'm calm. Listen, let me tell something first, and then I'll let you say something. Okay, please. Okay. So the Elf movie, what Alan was reading, it was honestly a funny comedy show. I mean, like my math teacher in my 7th grade also showed that before, before winter break.
Last year, my science teacher put Animaniacs Wacko's Wish.
You're lucky. Honestly, I wish. Honestly,
Diego,
we did
did
put
you-
Wacko's
It
Wish
was
for
when
my 9th grade
it was
year.
when
Actually,
What?
she had to
What,
put
guys?
a spinning
Diego, did you
wheel,
join my Discord?
and then the wheel
I-
landed on Wacko's
okay,
Wish, which is what I got happy
I don't
about.
have Discord,
you lucky.
but I'm planning on getting it. And also, guys, guess what I'm
Lucky
getting for
you,
Christmas?
Anyway, but no. Like, let me talk first, please.
Oh,
I want
okay.
to tell about
It's
the Elf
mine.
movie. I think the Elf movie, in my opinion, it was one of the funniest comedies since other comedy shows such as Home Alone and Home Alone 2. I mean, like Home Alone, we all know about that. We all know. We don't even need to discuss about that. We know what Home Alone is. Who doesn't? Anyways, there's something else too. Like I remember like there was the film where he was like like when like Buddy was actually like he was like smiling, and like the manager like said like, okay everybody, tomorrow morning 10 a.m. Santa's coming to town. He's just like screamed like Santa. Oh my god. That got me laughing, to be honest. Yeah, what you said about the plot, to be honest, that's so funny. That's a funny.
But anyways, we're on to the number 3 worst.
Okay, go ahead.
It's Caillou's holiday movie. Try to click
okay.
the link.
I'll talk about
Diego.
that. I'll talk about that. Oh, I don't know. I don't think Diego's. Is Diego here?
He's here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh.
I'm just on mute.
Diego, you can talk about the movie.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, guys.
Here's the link
I
to
actually,
click.
guess what I'm getting for Christmas?
All right, we're getting. I'm just.
A Chesapeake and Ohio canal, a Lionel Ogate Chesapeake and Ohio canal.
I just want to get a model steam engine, to be honest. I don't know what type
And I
of
also
model
want to
steam
get a
engine I
model
got.
steam engine too.
Wait,
I don't
can I
know
tell
what
you
kind.
my
See, because my
story?
mom said she doesn't want to ruin my surprise, so I guess I'm gonna have to wait. Guess I'm gonna have to wait.
Can I tell y'all something? It's a story.
Can we talk about the? Is it quick, please? Is it quick?
Oh, it's quick.
Fine. Go. Make it quick
Okay.
though. Okay, I've got no time.
Okay, December 25th, 2000. It was December 24th on
So
a
it's Christmas
Sunday.
Eve. Just say Christmas Eve. You don't have to say the specific date, dude.
Okay.
Just say Christmas Eve.
The
Just say Christmas Eve.
kids were setting cookies and milk for Santa, and then they all went to bed, and then Santa ate the cookies and milk, and Santa leave them present. And December on Christmas Day, early 2000, when the kids wake up, they see kids presents under there, and that's all.
Wow. That was literally a waste of time, to be honest. Even though we could have just like, it was just meant what you just said, bro. Everyone can know what's happening on Christmas, dude. Everyone can talk about it, to be honest. That's just like,
No,
why
use
would
those
you
words.
say that? Why would you say that? Like, why? Okay, Diego, go ahead and start reading the Christmas Caillou special, please.
Okay, so I don't remember the Caillou special, but the Christmas Caillou
You can
special,
read it. I have the link for it.
Yeah, he has a link
Right
for it.
here.
He has a link for it. If he has a link for it, then
I
go
don't know.
ahead.
I just don't want to talk about it because my parents don't want me.
Maybe you could do it, Manuel.
Talk
Okay,
about
okay,
that.
fine. I'll do it then. Don't worry. I got you. I got you back. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the Caillou holiday special. Honestly, never really heard about this one, but I can just tell it's probably a bad one. Okay, so let's talk about it. Caillou's holiday movie is a 2003 Canadian animated Christmas film based on a 1997 Canadian TV series, quote, Caillou. Of course, everyone knows that. Itself based on a 1989 book series of the same name by Helen Destripetix. Anyways, so the Caillou's holiday movie came out and was directed to video on VHS and DVD on October 7th, 2003. Wow, even not that early on Christmas. Wow. Could have been better if they would have put on December 1st or December everything, because that would have made more Christmas sense. Anyways, let's talk about the plot, Well, before we get to the plot, let's talk about what's really about Caillou, to be honest. Everyone knows what Caillou is. He's a 4-year-old bald kid that wants to have adventures and everything like that. It's not like one of those Caillou gets grounded videos. We see them on YouTube. We see them on YouTube. I know people might say that, and it's true. It's true. They're everywhere.
Yeah, and one of our favorite Caillou Gets Grounded series on Go Anime is Rokukan the Beyonder, Brendan Barney, and bad news about Brendan Barney. He quitted Go Anime.
There is a lot of Go
2022.
Animated
You heard
YouTubers,
of it,
to be
Manuel.
honest. There's lots of Go Animated YouTubers like Samster5677 and Nathan Sarah.
Which is one of my favorites.
Yeah, my favorites, to be honest. Honestly, it is. All right. Anyway, let's talk about that, to be honest. Okay. It's okay, so the plot was very special holiday for Caillou when he learns about Christmas traditions around the world and the importance of giving and sharing. Which honestly, it does. Like every cartoon has to have those kind of stuff. They have to have the main plots, because I remember I talked to one of my Discord friends about TV stuff, about like why everyone hates this show, blah blah blah. He explained to me that sometimes people have different opinions. They have different tastes about the movie, because like everyone has different opinions. Everyone has their own perspective, they have everything's perspective, that sort of stuff. But like in every cartoon, there always has to be something important. There has to be a life lesson in every episode. You know, every episode of a show has to have life lessons. You know, but and also this one, I mean, it did good, right? Like the plot thing for this, like when I'm reading halfway here, I think the plot they did good. You know, they're teaching the main character, which was Caillou, about the importance about giving and sharing, which is the true spirit of Christmas. It's not about receiving gifts; it's about giving them gifts. Just like in
It's
a Lot
not
House
just
Christmas
about
special.
receiving. It's not about receiving gifts. You have to give. Not just about like it's not, all I care what a lot of kids think of Christmas. They just think of Santa and presents. You should give, not just get presents for your own.
I mean, it's not like in the Christmas Carols movie, you know, like how like the person doesn't like Christmas, and of course he
The
does the
Scrooge?
opposite. Yeah, Scrooge.
Is that like
Scrooge.
the Grinch?
Changed though. Remember it changed, and Scrooge also changed. You know. I mean, like, but the thing is, like, it is very, 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 like, you have to pay attention to you're watching this film so you can know about stuff because I did not know these kind of stuff, to be honest. Like, because, like, when I saw the first Christmas Carol movie of the Mickey Mouse one, I did not know that Mickey Mouse was actually living in poverty. I did not know that. I mean, I saw the food size, I saw everything. I just did not have that in my mind because I was a kid. Because remember, I was a kid back then. I didn't know those kind of stuff until I know what's happening, you know? And it's true about because like these movies are so important. That's the thing. The Christmas carols are so important because they can show what we're going in our real life stuff. Like some films might say, oh, it's just useless stuff, even though that's not entirely true. Some films have basically life stories. Like we see IRL stuff that we see when we go through our normal daily lives. You know, we see people being homeless. We see people like everything. You name anything, they're there. You know, that kind of stuff. Anyways, let's talk about this. So when Caillou wonders just how many days there are left until Christmas. Of course, his father, which we don't know his name, they call him Boris. Actually, wait, that's his name.
Yes.
Oh wait, Boris. It is. Wait, the parents' names are actually the same as the Go Anime, Boris and Boris. I did not know that.
So.
I don't know. Okay. Anyway, his father, Boris, gives him a Christmas calendar featuring holiday traditions from countries around the world in every window. Caillou also goes tobogganing, learns how to ski, and plays hockey games with his friend Leo. Caillou also gives away some of his toys when he learns about children around the world that are in need of toys, such as the old ones he no longer plays with. And that plot, when he said that about like how he gives toys to kids that don't have toys, you know, like homeless people that need or homeless kids, you know, like because it's honestly pretty sad. Not gonna think about it. Being homeless on Christmas Day, you know, that's just sad to be honest. It's very, very sad. So I guess Christmas is not about like presents or something like that. It's about family time, you know, be grateful for what you have because sometimes you never know when those things could get away with you. You never know.
Yeah,
And that's very true. Anyways, Caillou, when Doris, like Caillou's little sister Rosie, also gets on a Christmas fun. When Doris offers to help Rosie making gifts, Rosie decides to try to do it on her own. The film features several songs performed by the cast of the film, including some of the films of the music, quote, "Where Christmas is not the same," or 8 Days to Go, and of course, Every Day, which was performed by a French Canadian artist, Morla, I think, right? Morla? I don't know. The plot, to be honest, I think they did good with the plot. I'm not saying the show's not bad. I'm just saying the show, like, it did have what every show should have about Christmas, about a holiday tradition, which is Christmas. You know, letting kids know that this isn't just like this Christmas isn't about receiving gifts or about Santa Claus. This is about a moment of time with your family and, of course, appreciate by helping others. For example, like let's say I see a homeless person and he's hungry. You know, I would give him money,
Mommy, I
food,
found
anything like
a
that, you know?
locomotive, Mommy.
that kind of stuff. Because like I have
It's
a
a
heart.
Western Pacific GS64.
But the sad thing is that not a lot of people have that kind of heart, to be honest, which is very very
Still on the
sad.
live stream, mommy.
Anyway, so let's talk about the productions.
Let's
Okay,
talk about
Caillou's
the
holiday
third
movie was
best.
produced at Caillou Special One Productions Inc. Or in other words, a subsidiary of CNR Corporation. The previous English voice actress for Caillou was, of course, Jansley Glennie Sky, who was also played Laurie McKenney in What's with Andy, and Megan O'Connor in 15 Love. Died in a traffic collision a month before release, and the film was dedicated to her memory. Oh wow. Oh, wow, so the narrator literally died before it was released. Wow, that's very sad. Annie Bernard was cast to replace Lynn Sky as the voice of Caillou in the film. The film was directed by Nick Regersberg, written by Peter Softek, and produced by Evanly Enright, Andrew Arcud, Diana Dolliver, Natalia Domelin, Loris Foringen, Julia Lovelock, Leslie Taylor, and Stephen Violin, who was also everything. Anyways, the sound, like most of this stuff, like they were part of everything. Okay, so let's talk about the film that we just read. Let's
talk about the third best one.
But wait. Can we discuss about the movie first? Let's just discuss it a little bit. Like just discuss it a little bit, just like a little bit, just like about 2 minutes or so.
And then after that, we can talk about The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's going to be a short one.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry, it's gonna be a really short discussion. Okay. So honestly, this movie I never really see that much, and I understand a lot of people don't like that much of Caillou, to be honest, which that's understandable. But I never watched that much of Caillou, so please no hate, okay? Please no hate what I'm gonna say. Honestly, the film about Caillou, honestly, I think it's like a great movie to show your kids, to be honest. Like when you show your kids about everything, showing them about the true meaning of Christmas. I mean, that's the thing I like about the movie. I never seen the movie, but I can just tell right now by reading this, I would just say that this movie should every kid should watch this kind of movie, to be honest, because this shows great inspiration, to be honest.
Found this
When it comes to
train
movies,
like the
like Alicia, there's something else I also learned about. When it comes to Christmas, like when it comes to movies, dude, you should always watch the movie before giving your own opinion, because that's what happened to my friend. My friend literally watched this film and he said it was a great movie because of that.
$60.38. How about we sell on Facebook?
That kind of stuff. Anyways, I think this movie, it's not the greatest, but I think it is. But I think people should watch it, to be honest, because I just think it's very, very important to let every kid know about Christmas. Because what other films are basically like Christmas? Like any movie that has the true meaning of Christmas, because this one does have true meaning of Christmas. I mean, the Christmas carols also have that too, But other movies are not as bad as this one. This movie, it may be a little bit of, people say. So I give this movie a 7.8 out of 10. It wasn't good or isn't great, but it was good. It was good in a good way, okay? Like this movie, it's good. That's all. It's 7.8 out of 10, okay? 7.8 out of 10. That's good. That's good. This movie isn't that good, but I just think this movie, needs attention more, because like everybody cannot just judge because of Caillou, to be honest. They cannot judge that, which is very sad, to be honest. I mean, you never know. What if your like future kids start watching these kind of stuff? Like, think about it. And
but anyways, let's talk about The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yep, let's go ahead.
We should maybe.
Okay,
Diego
since I was the one
Diego.
that called it, I think I should do this.
All right.
Yeah, you're gonna do this,
okay,
Diego.
So
my
the Nightmare Before Christmas, it's kind of a ripoff. It's kind of both a Halloween and Christmas movie. Like, I don't know if when you should watch this movie. I don't know about if you should watch it.
Well, honestly, you can watch this movie anytime. It doesn't matter. Christmas, Halloween, it's like the movie is based off two of those holidays, both Christmas and Halloween. But yeah, I would say the mainly point of it would be both, to be honest, because this movie. Think about this, Diego. Think about this.
Between those holidays, like, would it be like confusing if somebody watched it on Thanksgiving or something?
I mean, I mean, my family did put Nightmare Before Christmas in Halloween, and now they're gonna put it on Christmas. To be honest, like it's not confusing. To be honest, it is confusing because it's basically 2 holidays. It's a story about it. Anyways, I think I want to try discussing a little bit. Like, is it fine, Diego, if I discuss a little bit about the movie and then I'll let you take some of the stuff? That fine?
Yeah, and we already know the main character, Jack Skellington.
Yeah, it's because Jack Skellington, he was obviously the Halloween Pumpkin King,
let me say
aka
something.
him.
I want to say something.
Go ahead. Hurry up.
Jack Skellington is the Pumpkin King, but before then he was.
I was about to say that, Diego.
He was not a skeleton. He was actually a scarecrow before.
Well, yeah, he used to be a scarecrow. That's true. He was a scarecrow. Anyways, let's just talk about the main idea about this, about why like something else. Okay, like let's talk about the main idea. What is the main idea about the movie? Okay, the main idea is because Jack Skellington didn't like Halloween because he didn't like how the same tradition always happens. He gets bored of it and he decides to go outside and think about what he wants to do. Of course, he stumbles across the door, which was a Christmas tree, and of course he enters in, and of course he's taken out. And of course, he's inside another Christmas. Yeah. He's inside his Christmas world. He doesn't know what Christmas is. He finds snow. He finds elves. He also finds Santa Claus because he actually was in the North Pole. He sees stockings. He sees presents. He sees everything in Christmas tradition he saw. And of course, he wants to try doing something that he wants to do. He wants to make instead of Halloween tradition, he wants to do the Christmas tradition in a good way.
Like he wants to help Santa
to the town. He presented to the town about his idea. Of course, everybody was confused. Everybody was so confused, like, why would Jack do this? Like, blah, 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 that sort of stuff. And honestly, I don't blame the town, but there was one person that didn't like the idea, and that would be Sally, the ragdoll girl. You guys did not know her. Honestly, my sister honestly likes that character, to be honest. I mean, I don't blame her too, because like I saw Sally and just reminds me of Jenny's exoskin. You know, like how it was from the episode of Raggedy Android from
Oh yeah,
and that's like Sally.
Was it when they
changed the Android? The Android, it almost killed Jenny, but Jenny secretly had an explosive weapon that can kill him.
Exactly. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, no, the return of Raggedy Android. I'm talking about the Raggedy Android, the first one, the first Raggedy Android that first appeared. That was the episode, Raggedy Android. Yeah, and basically when Jenny wore that, she looked like a scary crow, to be honest. She looks like a scarecrow. And it just reminds me of Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. Anyway, okay, so Sally realized that this Christmas idea was obviously a bad idea because she sees a tree and, of course, it goes up in flames, which that represents, which people might not know this, but I think what that meant was that it was going to be a disaster, that something bad was going to happen, that this Christmas tradition isn't allowed here, and that they should change it immediately or warn Jack. And of course she does that, but Jack just ignores her. Like he just ignores her and just continues on getting the preparations for the day. Of course, everyone's still working with everything. Of course, he also has volunteers to take stuff, including three kids that were disguises as, like, one of them was disguised as a witch, another one was disguised as a vampire, one of them was disguised as a skeleton. I don't know their names, but they were the ones that had to kidnap Santa Claus. And they did. Well, the first time they did that, they entered the wrong door. They their bunny. But the second time, they went to the right door and they got Santa Claus. And of course, they brought it to Jack. Jack was obviously astounded of what he saw. Of course, he tried shaking his hand, but he just realizes he doesn't have bones, because he's a skeleton, of course, and of course he doesn't. And of course, he takes the one thing out of Santa, his hat. And of course, the kids take him back to the boogeyman, which is obviously going to be the villain sooner in the movie. And of course, like, they take him back there. And of course, Santa's being kept and of course being almost going to be tortured to death by the boogeyman. Literally. I don't even know why they actually allow that to kids movies. To be honest.
But anyways,
wait.
talk
I
about.
want to talk about more. Let's talk about. Can I?
Let's
It's
talk
real
about
quick,
the
I promise.
second worst. Let's talk about the second worst, called Christmas with the Cranks.
Well, wait. Can I finish mine though, please? It's real quick. Just
Yeah.
2 minutes, please. 2 minutes, please. Like anyway. So as I mentioned earlier, of course, Jack was ready the day of the Christmas event. You know, he was getting the sleigh, he was getting everything. Of course, Sally doesn't try to do anything. She tries to put fog to make sure he doesn't see anything along the way. But of course, you guys did not know Zero, the dog, actually had a red nose, just like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Of course, he's the one that's being the snow, and of course, they fly away. And of course, Jack is now Santa Claus and delivers presents. It's like normal, right?
I saw the ending.
Except these
delivered
presents were
scary
bad.
presents.
These presents were so bad that everything, every kid was screaming in the top of their lungs. Parents were so concerned. They called 911. Everybody, this town was chaos. That town was literally a lockdown. It was just it just reminds me how everyone reacted to the 3 Mile Island incident. A lot of firefighters, police, FBI's, CIA, everything. Everybody was on high alert in Pennsylvania with the 3 Mile Island incident, which was a nuclear catastrophe. Except it was
guys, can I ask
more
you something?
different. Go ahead, quick.
When I first saw the Nightmare Before Christmas, it looked so cool. Was the Nightmare Before Christmas, was it a CGI movie or was it
CGI?
Well, because
and of course, let's talk about the main plot, please. I'm gonna be really quick, I promise.
Wait, guys,
Okay.
does it look CGI or does it look like they used models?
It kind of looks like they use models, but they use CGI most, just like Thomas in the CGI series with talking faces and everything, just like that. Anyways, so of course everyone in town were scared because these presents were not friendly. They were scary for Halloween themes.
And they were alive.
Yes, they were alive. Everyone was panicking, of course. Of course, the news was on the road. They were high alert, and of course, everyone was calling 911. They were calling 911 most, and I cannot believe that a lot of police officers had to respond to that. Honestly, I just feel bad for them, to be honest, that they're gonna deal with this kind of stuff
That's really
on
nice.
Christmas Day. That's just
what was Santa called?
Father Christmas.
No,
Father
they
Christmas.
called Santa Sandy or something.
I don't know. Did they? No, I don't think so. No, they call it okay. Anyways, of course, everybody was on high alert. Of course, the military got involved, and they did one thing that I don't even know why they did this, but they shot down Jack, which I have no idea why. Why would the military shoot down something that's in their airspace? That did not make sense at all. What the hell?
It could have been Santa.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, bro.
Dude, do you not know about one time that the Soviet Union shot down a Korean airliner? They shot down a Korean airliner in during the Cold War. They shot a innocent plane, killing 200 other people on board.
Yeah, and speaking of Russian and Soviet sitting planes, did you know they actually destroyed a Ukrainian plane? That's what I heard.
With the whole entire war going on. Yes,
that's what I heard in History in the Darkest videos and his 5 of the heaviest planes ever video and the #1 segment where he talks about a heavy gigantic plane that was manufactured in Russia but then delivered by the Ukraine. But then during the war, one of them got and also one of its sister planes would be able to take its extinct older siblings displaced because they got destroyed by the stupid Russians.
Yes. And anyway, but the thing is, it didn't make any sense at all when I saw that scene. Was why did the military had to shoot down him? I don't understand. Do military people have the right to do that, to shoot down a plane, an innocent plane or anything else?
Yeah.
Do they have the right to do that? Do you have the right?
Oh, by the way, do you like my characters in the Nickelodeon 90s hoodie?
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty dope.
I actually got that in Christmas.
I like that.
Anyway, so everybody actually saw what was going on, and they saw Jack getting shot down, and of course they figured that he was dead, but apparently he was alive.
And what did the police officer say to the?
Well, the police said I quote this. I actually did repeat. He said, "Attention to all citizens. Attention. The Santa who was here actually apparently was shot down, and there was no Christmas anymore. I repeat, there's no Christmas Day for anyone. Please return your homes and evacuate." That's what they said. Like, because he was telling them that there's no Christmas. There's no Christmas at all.
I'm afraid Christmas would have to be canceled.
Exactly. Yeah, he said, I'm afraid that the Christmas would be canceled and that no one's gonna have presents. To be honest, and that's just really sad. Oh, I like that shirt. To be honest, Alicia.
Until next year.
Yes.
Yeah, until next year. He said. Anyway. Okay, so Jack apparently he wasn't dead. He wasn't dead. Everyone thought he was dead, even though that's not true. He was alive.
Because of reincarnation.
Reincarnation, yeah, exactly.
Because I bet he was
anyway,
already dead,
long story short, of course, Sally, like meanwhile with Sally, she tries to save Santa by the boogeyman, but that ended up in the wrong way. It turned out to be the opposite. Instead, she got captured by a boogeyman. What? And long story short, Jack came in, saved them, and of course, apologizes to Santa for doing this. And that, of course, Santa was still mad, of course, with Jack and what he did. And of course, Santa comes back to change everything. You know, because it's not too late for Christmas. It's not too late for Christmas and everything else. Long story again. Jack was obviously rescued by the mayor because he was the one that found them that were still in the boogeyman. And of course, everyone's happy that Jack is alive, you know. And of course, everybody just like happy. And of course, Santa like suddenly drives by and says, "Happy Halloween."
And Jack says, "Merry Christmas." Like
Christmas, yeah. And then everyone starts because it starts snowing. And of course, the song goes like, "What's this? What's
Santa
this?
should have at least said happy."
Oh, that's copyrighted.
Right, listen. Santa should have said "Merry Christmas" and Jack should have said "Happy Halloween."
Yeah, that could have been made sense.
Or they both would have said, or if Santa would have said "Merry Christmas" and Jack said.
And honestly, this movie, I think this movie was the best. I'm not gonna lie.
Also,
I would rate it out of 10. Put 19 Google Bucks out of 1. 10
I would give this a million out of 10. A million out of 10. That's good.
Guys, listen.
No, 10
guys, guess what? Yo.
Yeah.
Can we do the second worst because we don't want to waste any time.
Guys, listen. I'm gonna say this.
It's Christmas with the Cranks.
Guys, let me say this.
You can go.
With Jack, after Santa said "Merry Christmas," Jack should have said "Merry Christmas" back. Like that would have been a good point.
Or that's what he did. You didn't hear us. Anyway, let's talk about the worst Christmas, which is called Christmas with the Cranks.
The second worst.
Wait, I think I did see this movie with my dad that one time. Oh crap, that's the movie. Oh my god, I hated this movie so much. Oh my god. Well, we'll get to that in a little bit. Anyway, let's talk about this. Christmas with the Cranks is a 2004 American Christmas comedy film based on 2001 novel Skipping Christmas by John Grisham. It was directed by Joe Roth, written and produced by Chris Columbus, and starring Tim Allen, Jamie Lee Curtis, Dan Aykroyd, Eric Sullivan. Wow, just like James Sullivan from Monsters Inc. Just joking. Siege Murrin, Jake Brucey, and Emmett Walsh. Oh wow, from the Lego Movie. No, just joking. The film tells of a couple who decide to skip Christmas 1 year since their daughter's away, much to the chagrin of their neighbors, until their daughter decides to come home at the last minute. Oh wow, that's boring. That's boring. So like they thought that they were gonna skip Christmas this year, but then when their daughter just showed up out of nowhere, yeah, that just makes everything more awkward. This was Tom Cruise's final film before his death in 2007. Oh wow. Anyway, let's talk about the plot. Okay, so it starts off in a little town called Riverside, Illinois. The couple, Lurth and Nora Crank, see their daughter, Blaira, depart for a Peace Corps assignment in Pura on Sunday following Thanksgiving. Empty nest syndrome sets in. What's can someone search it up? What's a empty nest syndrome? What's that? Can someone research about that?
What syndrome are you talking about?
Empty nest syndrome.
I'm looking it up. It
says
means
empty nest syndrome. What's that? I want to know.
Can I tell you what it is?
Go ahead, Alan. Go ahead.
Empty nest syndrome refers to the grief that many parents feel when their children move out of home. This condition is typically more common in women, who are more likely to have had the role of primary career. And the side effects is that, oh, never mind. Or the symptoms, it says loneliness, emotional distress, lo- a, lo- a lost purpose, fear of a lack of control, worry and anxiety, depression, grief, and relief.
Okay, Alan. Thank you. So emptiness syndrome means it's how parents feel like when kids are growing up and they're going to college and they're moving out of their house. Okay, that makes sense.
Even
I
if
don't blame them, to be honest, because like
empty-
who you guys don't want your kids to go to college and leave your house? To be honest, that's like very sad. To be honest,
I'm not.
no,
I'm not gonna attend college. I
bro,
want
you
to.
have to do. Don't you need an education?
I can get an education from high school, and then
I mean, if you graduate for high school
I
really
want to
good,
become a
then
train
yes.
when my
engineer.
dad graduated high school, he didn't go to college.
Hey, yeah. Oh, sorry. This is my mom. I'm sorry. Anyway. Okay. Let's talk about this. Loser calculates that they will spend Christmas.
I'm
What,
Alex.
also
Alex?
Alex.
almost forgot something.
Okay. Loser calculates that they spent
So
$6,132 during the previous year's holiday season and not looking forward to celebrating Christmas without their daughter. He suggested that they invest their money, usually spent on decorations,
oh
gifts, and entertainment, and treat themselves to a 10-day Caribbean cruise instead. Oh, wow, cruise. And cruise ship, nice. Wait, did they even serve that on Christmas Day too?
also
Wow.
my bad.
Anyway, Luther insists that they are completely boycotted the holidays, and eventually Nora agrees. Wow. The Cranks are amazed to discover that they are considered
I'm very happy now.
papyrus? Is it so they call it pyresis? Pyrice? I can't pronounce the word. What's it called? It's praias. So,
I'll help you,
oh,
Manuel. I'll help you with you.
it's called priorisis or something. I don't know. Or is it
Parias.
pariahs? Yeah. Oh, pariahs. My bad. Okay. Priorisis due to the decision to skip the holidays. Those who are most vocal in
Oh,
their
give me a moment. Give me a
objections
moment.
are
See my bad.
neighbors Vic Vorme and Walt Shield Vic. Sorry, I'm drinking water because I get thirsty when I read. I'm sorry.
So
Oh wait.
I'll
Anyway,
read
who
this
is
one.
okay?
So Vic, who is self-proclaimed leader of the street, organizes a campaign to force the Cranks to decorate their home. Walt does not seem to like Luther, so his efforts are primarily personal. However, it is revealed that Walt's wife, Bev, is suffering from cancer, perhaps depending his holiday spirits. And children, led by Vic's son Spike, constantly push them to up a frosty snowman decoration. And Christmas carolers try to revive the Cranks' holiday spirit by singing on their lawn, which Luther stops by icing it. Even the newspaper prints a front page story complete of photograph of the unlit Crank house. However, Luther and Nora continue to stand their ground. Luther's office, colleges, scout,
Colleagues,
tree
colleagues.
salesmen, and police fund collectors are annoyed.
You want me to? I can start reading, right? Or are you
Yes,
good?
you
Okay,
can read.
I'll read. All right. The couple are packing for the cruise on Christmas Eve morning when they receive a call from Blaira, who announces that she is in at Miami International Airport, or of course Florida, because Miami, Florida is obviously Florida. It's a city. En route home with her Pravian fiance, Enric, as a surprise for her parents. When Blaira asks if they are having their usual party that night, a panicked Nora says yes. Comic chaos ensues as Luther and Nora find themselves trying to decorate the house and coordinated a party with only 12 hours to do it before their daughter and future son-in-law arrive. Oh wow. Well, I feel bad for them, to be honest. They were like getting ready for the whole entire thing to see their daughter and of course their son-in-law, of course. While Nora scrambles to find food, Luther goes to buy a tree, but is unable to getting anything but a small, dried up tree that quickly loses what field needles it has. Luther then attempts to borrow the indoor tree of neighbor Wes Trogan, who was going away for a week with family to visit his in-laws. with the warning that he is not to break a single ornament or damage it. Luther enlists Spike's help to transport the tree across the street, but the neighbors spot him, and, of course, they assumed him that he was stealing. They call the police. Spike comes to Luther's rescue by showing that Luther has Trogon's keys and thus has given permission to borrow the tree. Nora comes home, having only been able to obtain the smoked trout, and tells Luther to put up Frosty on their roof, which fails miserably when he and Frosty fall off. I could imagine like they were on the roof and like he tries Frosty and goes, and he slips like because of the snow or something. He just like falls down on the ground. Oh my god. Okay. Once it is established why Luther is trying frantically to decorate his home, the neighbors, led by Vic, come out in full force to help them ready for Blair. She calls to say they landed from Miami and that the neighbors send the police to pick her up to stall her long enough to get everything ready and finishing and setting it up. During that time, they apprehend a burglar. Oh wow. The party starts off strong, with Blair having no idea for the earlier trauma. Enrique thanks everyone for the warm welcome, and Nora thanks for her neighbors for being a strong community. Luther, to everyone's disappointment, offers only a half-heated toast. When Nora confronts her husband, he tries to convince her to still go on the cruise, but Nora refuses, disgusted that it is not happy that Blair is home. Having a change of heart, Luther slips out of the house, going across the street to Sheila's. Beth's cancer, once in remission, has returned, and knowing that this may be their very last holiday together, Luther insists they take the cruise instead, even offering to cat-sit Muffles to allow them to go. At first, Walt and Beth declined it, but ultimately decided to accept his generosity. Meanwhile, the burglars trick Spike into releasing him so he can rob the Kank's house, but he gets stopped by Marty and arrested again. Luther, whose holiday spirit has been renewed, finally admits that skipping Christmas was not a good idea, with Nora suggesting they should maybe do it next year. And that's how it ends. So the plot ends like that.
Honestly, but anyways, let's talk about the second best, which is Home Alone.
You can that's a classic. I'll talk about it. I got you.
The first one, the second one.
Oh, first or the second? I'm confused.
The first one.
Okay, just the normal one? Okay. All right, just give me the title. So let's talk about Home Alone first. Okay.
Oh
so
yeah, I remember Home Alone.
Oh yes.
Can I please talk, please?
Yo, can you please talk, or else he's gonna lose his brain cells and break his monitor.
I'm gonna have a migraine. How about that? I'm gonna have a migraine.
Or you'll have a rampage, which you should not.
I'm not gonna be like Jenny with like smash and throws a temper tantrum. I mean, I might do that. No. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's talk about Home Alone. Okay, so what's Home Alone based off? Well, it was obviously a comedy show. And of course, let's talk about the plot. Let's talk about the main idea about Home Alone. Well, Home Alone begins as like a normal Christmas Eve day. Well, actually, I think it was like Christmas Eve or so. Like, I think it was like one day before Christmas Eve, I would say. Like either one day or 2 days before Christmas was coming. Of course, everybody was in the house and everyone lives with Kevin, the boy, who was like 8 years old, right? Or was he 6? 8 years old, I would say. I would say either he's like a child. So he's like either 6 or 8 years old. Of course, he lives with his family, with his mom, his dad, his brother, his sister, and of course, he lives with their cousins too, and aunts and uncles, who also live in the same house too. Of course, the main idea about this whole thing was because they were going to Paris for Christmas, for a Christmas vacation. Of course, one night, however, they ordered pizza. You know, they were all getting ready for, they were having a family dinner. Everything was normal until Buzz, which was Kevin's brother, was obviously mean to him. And of course, he stole his last plain cheese pizza. And of course, he tries to throw up. And like he said, like, well, like he goes like, don't worry, Kevin. Someone's going to have to eat it with his barf. And then, of course, Kevin gets mad. He pushes Buzz, and of course, it makes him trip over. And of course, it spilled some milk. I don't know if it's milk or some drinks. And of course, inside the drinks contained the tickets, the boarding tickets that they were using to get on the plane. And that made a mess. And of course, it caused so much chaos. A lot of people threw lots of food. Like, it was a mess. It was a mess. In the end, Kevin's mom came in, and of course, the uncle is very mad. He goes, "Look what you did, you little jerk!" And then everyone just stares at Kevin. And of course, his mom said, "Kevin, go upstairs." And of course, why? And his brother said, and like, I think it's one of his cousins said, he said, like, "Kevin, you're such a disease." And he goes, "Shut up." And of course, his dad says, "Kevin, upstairs." And of course, Kevin gets sent to the attic to sleep there. And of course, he also tells his mom that he doesn't want a family. He doesn't want a family. He thinks families suck. He thinks that, families suck. But little does he know, he's going to regret that later, to be honest. Of course, it was morning time. But however, it wasn't just like a normal morning. In the middle of the night, it was windy. And it caused a power outage, according to here. It says it caused a power outage. And of course, they lost like let's say they have timers, how you have alarm clocks. You have alarm clocks. Yeah, if your alarm clock is plugged in while the electricity, like your power, gets out, then yeah, it's gonna reset your time. Of course, they woke up to hearing people, knocking on their door. And of course, the mom and dad, they got up. Of course, they say, "We slept in." And of course, they freak out and they get everything ready. They get everything ready. They're packing lots of stuff. They got everybody in the vans. But little did they know,
except for Kevin, when they realized that they were on the plane, the mom forgot Kevin,
Yeah,
and
she
she
goes
didn't
like,
want to
"Kevin!"
sell her soul to the devil.
Exactly. And of course, Kevin is all by himself, and he doesn't know where his parents are or his family. He knows that the cars were outside, so he knows that they didn't go to the airport. Little does he know that they were actually transported to the airport by the vans. Anyways, so of course he's like having fun home alone. He's like messing around in Buzz's room. He goes like, "Buzz, I'm going through your private stuff. You better come out and pound me." And of course, I remember that one scene. He picked up a picture about his girlfriend, and his girlfriend looked ugly as heck, to be honest. Oh my god, girlfriend's fucking face, so funny. Okay, anyway, so he goes around messing around with stuff, He does everything he can to make himself comfortable, And of course, one night the robbers, and of course, you guys didn't know, the robber was actually a police officer, which he's not an actual police officer that came in the door in the first scene in the beginning. That was actually a robber because he had a golden tooth, which was Marty. Or is it Marv or Marv? Yeah, it was Marv, right? Yeah, Marv. That would be Marv, and he's actually not a cop. And I know people might say, like, how did he get a cop uniform? Well, have you guys ever heard about the black shop? Yeah, they sell those type of stuff, to be honest, for something for criminals that they will use, or black market for short,
Market.
A black market. They call it a black market because it's like a deserted market that a lot of people don't go through, and that's why. Anyway, so of course he discussed with his other friend, his accomplices, aka I think it's like what's his name? What's the robber's name? Harry, yeah, Harry. Yeah, Harry. And of course they were discussing about some of the houses that they're gonna rob because they rob houses in Christmas times, No, they were starting to rob some of the houses, and of course they get into Kevin's house. Because Marv told Harry that that house is empty and that they should go rob it. Of course, they tried doing that, and meanwhile, Kevin is just like sleeping in the couch, and of course, he sees them, and of course, he tries to do one thing to make the lights go on. He turns all the lights on to let them know that they're still here. Of course, they get scared and they get out, but of course, they don't realize that Kevin was home alone. And of course, Kevin tries to do everything he can to make him not self-bored. Of course, I remember the funniest scene where he just like goes outside. He goes like, "Hey, I'm not afraid anymore." And of course, he sees the neighbor. And of course, he screams and runs back to the house. Oh my I'm so sorry. It's because that scene made me laugh. I'm sorry. And honestly, I like that movie, to be honest, because that scene when he screams, that just makes me laugh the
And
most.
nowadays they make the Joe Biden the I'm not afraid anymore. I said
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not
I
afraid
saw
anymore.
that meme.
I'm Joe
Okay, let's
Oh,
not
Biden.
I
about politics. Let's
remember
not talk about
from when
politics.
Kevin said that.
Yeah, let's not talk about politics, okay? Let's not bring politics, to be honest. Okay,
But
all
anyways,
right.
let's talk about the number one. Before we get
Well,
to
anyway,
number
wait.
one,
But what about the best
before
part?
we get to
Let's talk
number
about the
one,
best
let's
part.
include
Of
some
course, the
honorable
reason
mentions.
why everyone likes Home Alone was because of the booby traps that he does with Harvey and Marv. You know, with
That's
the
my
traps that he
number one
does
all-time
with the,
favorite scene where I'm
the
not
traps.
afraid anymore scene because it's
Yeah, and
amazing.
also the most favorite scene that I like the most about the traps that he places, because he realizes these robbers know that he's home alone and that they're gonna do something bad to him. And of course, he decides to do booby traps. And of course, one that made me laugh the most was
But
when
anyways,
that sort of stuff. But the movie,
but
honestly, I
now
give it
before
a 10 out of 10. Honestly, a 10 out of 10.
what?
Or no,
How
wait,
about
not a 10 out of 10.
20,000, 200,000
20,000
billion
gigabytes.
out
Yes.
of
Yeah.
200,000 billion out of 10? Or
Exactly. Yeah, me too. That's the best comedy movie, to
and
be
now
honest. All
before
right,
we
go ahead.
get to number one, worst and best Christmas movies, I would like to include some honorable mentions: Frosty the Snowman, The Grinch, the 1966 one, and the 2018 Illumination Studios animated CG 3D CGI animated one, the one who makes the Minions of the Despicable Me movies.
Yep.
And also Sing, and don't forget get Secret Life of Pets too, and the new
Who,
Mario movie that's
who
coming
likes
out
The Secret Life of Pets?
next
It's my
week.
favorite movie.
Which you
Honestly,
like?
it's my mom's favorite
Oh my
movie, to be honest.
god, that movie!
I
And
Okay,
love
also
anyway,
don't
The
guys.
forget,
Secret Life of
and
Pets.
don't forget the Christmas specials like Amphibia, Froggy Little Christmas, some Thomas and Friends Christmas specials
Yeah,
from
don't
the
forget about
classic
Thomas
series.
and the Missing Christmas Tree, Thomas and the Christmas Party, also Thomas, Percy,
Thomas
and
Percy
the
and
Mountain Adventures. Don't forget about that. And of course, don't
and
forget about
also
Special
don't forget the
Farno.
Loud House Christmas specials and Starfish Force Vivo Christmas specials and My Love Is Teenage Robot Christmas specials.
A Robot for All Seasons. That's what the episode called.
Too
A Robot
bad
for All
they
Seasons.
don't have one for the Owl House, which is a particularly crying shame.
Honestly, they should. No, they have to do that. They have to do that. They have to do that.
But it's
Like,
tragically ending. But Disney will plan having a spin-off series of the Owl House, so there will hopefully be.
wait, by the way,
Christmas special
they're
that
gonna
spin-off
make another season. They're gonna make another episode right after
They're
season
gonna
3,
make
right?
a
They made one
spin-off
next.
series when the show is done.
Okay.
Wait,
And
the
after that,
spin-off?
and also in the spin-off series, they should have a Christmas episode in the spin-off series.
Honestly, they have a lot of Christmas episodes, to be honest. The one thing that made me happy the most of my life in Trouble was that they had a Christmas special. People say, and I said this quote, nobody thinks that this
And they
Christmas
also
special was
have the Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends Christmas special.
a
And Danny
Billy
Phantom.
and Mandy Save Christmas. Yes, that's my science teacher showed me that. My science teacher showed me that in
How
7th
about
grade,
and they had a
too.
Hi Hi Puffy Ami Yumi one, and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends and Danny
Wait, they
Phantom
had
one.
that
And
for
it
Higher Puffy and Miyumi?
yeah.
No way. No way. I did not know. Oh my
And also a
God.
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends and Danny Phantom
Bro,
one.
I gotta find
And they
that. I
also
gotta
have
find
a
that
Kim
Christmas special.
Possible one. They have a Kim Possible and Phineas and Ferb
Oh,
one.
yes. And it goes on
They
McGee.
don't
Don't forget
have.
about that.
And it's
Goes
a
on
shame
McGee.
that Gravity Falls didn't get a Christmas episode.
They did, didn't they? Oh, wait, no,
No.
they didn't. Oh, damn.
No. There are no actual Christmas episodes. Just the fan arts, just like the Owl House. No Christmas
True.
episode. Gravity Falls didn't. It's because how Disney was homophobic and has been on the naughty list.
To be honest, I don't blame them. I mean, homophobic. Wait, homophobic means you hate gay people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Disney.
Oh, okay.
And the
yeah.
Ghost and Molly McGee had a Christmas special in Rick and Morty
Yeah, that
too.
too. I just said that.
And also
I
Family
just
Guy,
said
and also
that.
Simpsons,
I
Family Guy, and
watched all the
American
South Park
Dad,
Christmas specials, even
and also South Park and American Dad.
Oh yeah, the South Park
And
Christmas
it's when the
special.
part when
also
Steve
earlier
from
today, I
American Dad was on the
South
naughty
Park,
list.
Christmas special.
Oh yeah,
with
American Dad
Integrity
too.
Farms
Yeah.
Christmas
Because
Every
Steve,
show we see,
Remember
and every
the
show,
Integrity
Yeah,
Farms
he always
from
has.
South Park?
and they also have a Hell of a Boss one.
No, not
Oh,
exactly a Hell of a Boss one. They had it, but like, okay, I
I'm
know
not
a
happy
lot of Hell of a
now.
Boss. They didn't have a Christmas special. I've seen fan arts, to be honest.
Yeah.
They also had a
There
Bob's
was one
Burgers
scene that
one
they had a
too.
Christmas special, but that was where the old man was like he wanted to take his own life. That's the episode. He was wanting to take his own life, but the angels told him no, he should not do that. I mean that's true. You cannot do that. Don't take your own life because that's what led to accidents like the 2005 Grand the 2005 Glendale train accident because the guy's suicide ditch effort tried to do that. Anyway,
Yeah, but
like, he wanted to
anyways,
try
let's
killing
talk
himself. That's the
about
thing.
the and also don't forget Home Alone 2 and yeah, that's
Home
an
Alone 2 was
honorable
actually my
mention.
favorite because it was in New York and New York had the Twin
I
Towers at the
love
time.
them.
Okay,
But
that's why I like
anyways,
that.
let's talk about the dishonorable mentions. Deck the
All right, go
Halls
ahead.
from 2006. It had low ratings at 6% on Rotten Tomatoes. Surviving Christmas in 2004. Mixed Nuts in 1984. And American Carol in 2008. And also the Merry Friggin' Christmas, the 2014 one.
Yep, that's true.
But anyways, and now for the number one worst Christmas movie is The Nutcracker in 3D.
The Nutcracker 3D. Unlike the other Nutcrackers, this one was probably the worst of them all.
Talk about it, Manuel.
I got you, fam. All right, let's talk about this. Do you have the link for it? Can't find it.
Yes, it is here.
Oh crap. There it is. There it is. Okay, let's talk about the Nutcracker. How can we compare this to the original Nutcracker? Okay, we'll get to that in a little bit. Just let me tell you. The Nutcracker in 3D, also released the Nutcracker, quote, The Untold Story, was a 2010 3D Christmas musical fantasy film adapted by Priolici Tashkozovi 1892 bullet, The Nutcracker. Directed, co-written, and produced by Andrea Cosby, the film stars Ellie Fanning, Nathan Lane, John Turturro, Francis de la Torre, Richard E. Grant, and Euro Vostok, with Charlie Raw and Shiley Anderson as the Nutcracker. Set in 1920s Vienna, the plot follows a young girl who receives a magical doll that is revealed to be the prince and embarks on an adventure to save his kingdom from the Rat King. If you guys don't know what's in Vienna, Vienna is actually Germany. It's actually German.
It was actually in Austria.
No, German. It's German. They said that. Are you sure Austria? No, Vienna's Germany.
Search it up, and then I proved that it was in Austria.
It was Germany, dude. It's German. I was right. It says German. It says Vienna was a city of Germany. It says that. I was right. The film was universal panned by critics upon its release, and it was criticized for its story. Deviations from the ballet performances, twisted visuals, the decision to adapt Chensko's score into lyrical music numbers, and the allusions to World War II, Nazism, and Holocaust. It was a box office bomb, grossing $20 million against $90 million of budget. In the 1920s, Vienna, during the Christmas season, Maria lives with her parents and her younger brother, Max. She is upset with her parents are going to be at a party that night. And as she wants the whole family to be together for Christmas, her uncle, Albert, arrives and gives both her and Max a dollhouse and a Nutcracker doll nicknamed Nancy, whom Maria immediately takes a liking to it. That night, Nutcracker comes to life in front of Maria and grows to human height, just like how Pinocchio from the Pinocchio movie, he was like a doll, and then one day he got his wish and he became a whom Maria immediately takes wait, hold on. Oh, I already read that. Hold on. Of course, he tells her that his must talk to his friends in the dollhouse, which is in a sitting room by the Christmas tree. They go downstairs, and Maria finds that the sitting room was grown to an enormous size so that they appear to be the height of stories of the toys. In the dollhouse, Maria meets Nancy's friends, Gel Chen, a gentleman chimpanzee, Tinker, a pernickety, a bra singer, and Six. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that. I did not mean it in that kind of way, okay? And Sticks, a drummer boy. Just like the drummer boy from when Jesus was born in Christmas Day. After climbing the Christmas tree, Maria meets a snow fairy who resembles her mother. The snow fairy tells Maria that NC is in fact a prince who had this kingdom taken over by the anthropomorphic Rat King and his cruel mother. The Rat King, the Rat Queen, who was also the one that turned him into a nutcracker. She manages to turn him back into a boy temporarily due to Maria's belief, and the two briefly dance before finding in city. Since NC was turned into a nutcracker, the Rat King had been oppressing his people and forcing them to work in factories where the children's toys are burned to form dark clouds over the city to block out sunlight. Oh wow, child labor laws, if you ask me, which he is afraid of.
Dylan,
Maria
it's a live
suggested.
stream.
Hold on, like I'm almost done.
Excuse me.
Almost done.
Sorry, it's just my mom's calling me.
Hang on, don't worry, I got you. Maria suggested that this destroy the factories
What about
to
the
scare
Polar
him away.
Express?
Henri knows to him. Two of
That's
the
a
Rat
number
King's wives
one.
report back to tell the Rat King that NC is alive and a boy again. The Rat Queen turns NC back into a nutcracker, then ascends the Rat Dogs apart
Excuse me,
robotic
Elijah.
road rails to cut down the Christmas tree. When the tree falls,
Yeah?
Maria suddenly wakes up in her own bed and runs downstairs
Can I
to
say
get her
something real
nutcracker.
quick?
Her parents do not believe her when she tells them the events of the night. Oh my God, there's so many paragraphs. Do I read them all, or should we just leave like half of them still not reading?
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Hurry up.
I gotta go anyway.
All right.
And Alan has to go too.
I don't have to go because I go if my bedtime comes, but it's not my bedtime yet.
Yeah.
Okay, well I gotta go.
Well, see ya.
JP.
Yeah, bro. Anyways, I think, like, honestly, when I'm halfway reading this paragraph, to be honest, I just think that the Nutcracker 3D, honestly, is just not as the original. It's worse than the original, to be honest. I mean, I've seen the original when I was a kid. It's obviously one of the worst. The 3D one was obviously the worst. I don't like the 3D ones. I prefer watching the normal ones, like the normal original shows that were there, you know? Like, you know, like how the Action Grinch movie, I did not like that. I didn't like that at all. Unlike the Grinch live action movie, I prefer not to watch that and watch the original better than that, to be honest. Anyways, the next evening, NC comes to life.
And the number one best Christmas movie is The Polar Express.
Yeah!
All right.
All right, let's talk about The Polar Express.
Okay, I'll tell. Please. I know The Polar Express better than anyone. Okay?
You can talk about it, Manuel. We'll take time. Especially
so
you, Diego.
The story begins how a boy was sleeping, and of course it's Christmas Eve that night. He's sleeping. He then wakes up to see if Santa Claus came, and of course he hears his sister being talked by his family because like the parents of the sister were trying to tell her to go to sleep, right? And she doesn't want to. And of course, like the boy saw through the doorknob, his eye. He put his eye on a doorknob. He of course saw the dad wearing a Santa hat, which had bells. Of course, he was so curious to know. And of course, he takes out his drawer and he has some newspapers about one time a little girl pulled a Santa beard, and it turned out to be the guy was obviously fake Santa, you know. And of course, he was concerned, and of course, he hears his parents.
And just funny,
and of course, his parents came in, and of course, he falls asleep again. The mom like checks on him, gives him a kiss, and then just leaves, and she just leaves the room until something odd happened. Like something odd happened. The house started shaking. Like everything was thrown. Like his toys were thrown. His collections were they were like falling down. And of course, they hear the steam engine. It was a steam engine. Of course, he runs out with his jacket, and he has a pocket hole, you know, because like he dragged the jacket. He had a pocket hole. He runs outside. He runs outside to see a big, enormous steam engine.
Which is the Panmarket 1225, which is a 284 Berkshire and 1284 Berkshire class 284 Berkshire type steam locomotive. Yeah, that's the one.
Like that. Exactly like that picture. Like the picture was, yeah, exactly. Just like that. And of course, he hears the conductor saying, "All aboard." of course, he tries to get in. Of course, the conductor says, well, you're coming?
Where?
And he goes, why to the North Pole, of course. This is the Polar Express.
Woo! Woo!
Yeah.
Polar
And of
Express.
course, he just tells him what the rules are and everything, He just tells the rules. And of course, he goes inside the train, even though the train's still, still moving. He gets on the train,
I wish I could go to the Polar Express.
Okay,
in
The
this
North
there's
Pole,
one issue
yes, I
about
would.
the Polar Express
It's
whistle in
my
the movie.
dream to get on the
Is that
Polar
Hammerk
Express.
M1225's whistle in the
Hey,
movie?
everyone, please.
Yeah.
Guys, stop
Call me
talking.
at this point.
Please, let's talk about the movie. So he gets on board the train, and of course, he's met by so many kids that were inside the coach. And one of them was a girl, and another was a nerd guy, to be honest. And he was so freaking annoying.
It was the know-it-all boy.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he
the
said
know-it-all boy.
he
He's
said
like
the
a
know-it-all
nerd.
boy said
Actually, it was
the
Baldwin
locomotive was
To be
built
honest,
in
no.
Baldwin
To be honest,
Guys, let me speak.
Alicia, guys, Alicia,
Let me speak.
Oh.
Can I
that
speak?
Noah boy, to be honest, reminds me of you, to be honest, because you talk about so many trains.
Hey guys, let me speak. The
No
know-it-all
offense.
boy
Well,
said
the
the engine
know-it-all
was built by
boy,
the Baldwin
he-
Locomotive Works in
He
1931.
said that
But when
1225
was
was
it
built by
built?
the Baldwin Locomotive Works in 1931, but it was actually built by Lima Locomotive Works in December of 1941. Same year when
exactly.
4449,
He
same
just reminds me of
company.
you, Alicia, to be
The
honest.
same
No
year of
offense, because he knows a
4014.
lot of trains.
But I'm way. Do you think I'm way better than him?
I mean, you're way better than him, to be honest. You're way better than him.
Hey,
Well,
but you
the
he
same
sound
is a
year
like
as
nerd with
4014 was
glasses.
built, right,
Back in the
Elijah?
I mean, yeah, you don't have glasses, of course,
He
same
reminds
year
me of
as
James
honestly,
the
he
Red
was so
Engine.
annoying, to be honest.
He reminds
He
me
was
of
so
James the
same
Red
year as
Engine, Eric Cartman,
4014.
and Junior from SML.
To be honest, yeah. Oh no, don't act like Junior. To be honest, he's
Hey,
such a pain. He's such a
1225
pain in
was
the butt, to be
rebuilt, was
honest. He's a
built
pain in
the
butt.
same year as 4014, right?
Okay, yeah. Anyway, can we just talk about the movie? So of course, they stopped by another's house, which was another boy, which I don't know
was
his
Billy,
name.
and then
Well, Billy, Billy. Of course, the conductor asked him if he was coming, and of course, he doesn't say anything. He leaves, and of course, after the train starts moving, the boy in the window, which is the main character, notices him that he wanted to get on the train. And of course, he couldn't make it. And of course, he decides to apply the emergency cable brake, like the one from that episode where, like, you remember the guy from Thomas from the CGI series where the passenger pulled the brake cord from Annie's brakes shoe. And of course, he hit the brakes.
Hey, Real Fun Cape Train Productions. Make sure you come to the stream if you're actually interested.
Okay, anyway, let's talk about the thing. Like, after he sees the boy tries to get in, he of course pulls the cord of the brake coach, and of course he applies it. The train automatically stops, and of course the boy gets in, but he doesn't go inside the passenger coach like he doesn't get on the coach where the kids are. He goes into another coach, which is the last coach. And of course, the conductor was obviously furious because he noticed that the train had stopped. And of course, he goes, "Who applied the emergency brake?" And of course, the Noah boy goes,
"He's
he
like,
did
he
it.
did.
You know this." And he goes like, "In case you didn't wonder, that core is for emergency purposes only." And he goes like, "Tonight is Christmas Eve. This train is on very high schedule, young man."
No,
and
young man. Christmas is maybe not very important to people, but it is very important to the rest of us.
And it goes, but, and like the girl came in and she goes like, he was just trying to stop the train so that kid could get on.
What?
And he goes, I see.
Young man, is that what happened? Well, we're on.
And he just like shakes his head,
And well, I've never been late before, and I'm certainly not going to be late tonight.
To be honest, I thought the conductor was honestly a bad guy when I first watched it, to be honest. But honestly, he wasn't a bad guy. I don't know why people say that.
He was just furious of what he just said.
And of course, there's the perfect montage that I like about it. It's the hot chocolate one, the hot chocolate song.
And then after the hot chocolate song, the girl saved the hot chocolate for the boy, and then she got her ticket. But then the hero boy accidentally left the ticket out, and then the wolves howled it and blew the ticket through the air, and then the bird fed it to its baby, and then it turned into a ball, and then it went inside the Polar Express.
Yep. Yeah. And of course, the conductor tries to get back to the tickets, and of course, she left her ticket. She tries to find her ticket, but like And of course, the boy tries to give her his ticket, but then of course the conductor just got furious. He said, these tickets are not transferable.
What does that mean?
It means that the tickets are now allowed. Like it means like everyone that has a ticket has to have the same ticket. That doesn't mean that no tickets are the same. They have to have different tickets. You know.
You mean these tickets are not for trading?
Yeah, something like that. And of course, you know,
And they're not for offering.
Yeah, they're not offering, you know, like, yeah, exactly. If like a passenger loses his ticket and the conductor sees he doesn't have it, he or she will be kicked out. And of course, if someone tries to intervene by giving their tickets, then that's not allowed. That's against regulations against them. Anyways, of course, the conductor gets mad and of course brings the young lady to, I don't have no idea what actually happened in that scene. I know that he took I think he took the girl somewhere else. I have no idea, actually. I have no idea.
All right, this is the scene I remember. So when they were on the roof of the train, and
there was a mysterious ghost, which is a hobo. Yeah, the roof is the guy with the hobo,
how
right?
did they get the silhouette of the roof?
I have no idea. Was it magic?
Hobo.
It was magic. I would say magic.
Remember when he was like, "Kid, wake up!"
Oh yeah, he tries to wake himself up.
And then we heard the Polar Express's whistle.
I'll continue in my room, and then I'll join.
In the end, yeah, exactly.
And then we heard the Polar Express's whistle. And is that Pure Marquette 1225's whistle or no?
Yeah. And of course, the hobo tries to help the kid. And of course, they end up going to the front of the train, but he ends up crashing into the coal of the tender of the train, you know?
Nigger.
And then, that honestly did not make any sense, but the girl was suddenly inside the cab of the train. And of course, the boy got shocked, and of course, and she said, quote, that that they put her in charge, and that the engineer was fixing a light bulb in front of the locomotive.
And then once they realized that they were dealing with the tracks, the hero boy applied the brakes, and the conductor was extremely fierce and disappointed with him.
To be honest, that did not make sense. Yeah, because like the engineer saw something up ahead, and of course he tries telling him to stop, and of course the girl and the boy hero,
then they blow the train engineer's beard to let the air get its attention, and then they solved the problem and they headed slow.
Yeah, by using the other guy, the fireman's beard to scream like a little girl. Well, not a little girl, but just sounded like I don't know what it sounded like when he was screaming.
It was like, whoa, to scare off the caribou. Have you ever been to caribou?
I think so, yeah.
And then
anyway,
there's maybe a dozen, maybe a million. It's gonna be hours until they clear this track.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it goes like, you know. Yeah. Anyway, they managed to clear the tracks away, and the deers ran off back. And of course, the engineer and the firemen are back in their position, and of course, they still continue on the train.
So good.
But everything goes wrong. However, the engineer's independent brake, I don't know if it was the independent brake, like the accelerator of the train, it suddenly got jammed. It got jammed for some reason. He pulls it again twice, and nothing worked. Of course, you know, the boy and the conductor and the girl are still in the front of the engines, which I have no idea why. Why were they still in front of the train? That did not make sense. Shouldn't they just got off the train and got back to the passenger carriage?
Yes,
Shouldn't they do that?
Oh, I love you, Frankie. Papa.
Anyway, of course, they get into a roller coaster ride, you know, because the conductor said, I suggest we all hold on.
Tidely!
Yeah.
And then remember,
a roller coaster ride.
Also remember they rolled along the roller coaster rail.
To be honest, I would insert the "Come for the Ride" of the Thomas song. To be honest, I would insert the Thomas "Come for the Ride" song right now if I had that scene. You know the "Come for the Ride" song.
Yeah, I kept playing.
Yeah, exactly. I would put that. I would put that right now, to be honest, with that
And then
scene.
next, when the Polar Express went in the ice, and then
Oh yeah, they end up in the ice because the Frozen was late.
and then the conductor said,
They ski,
"Set up
and
the
also like the
blazes, outta
conductor got
here."
choked because of the thing. Remember, during the ride, he got choked by the thing that was connected to the accelerator, the independent brake. You know, he
You mean
he
the
choked
picotter
on
pin?
it. Yeah, and of course the fireman noticed he was
Alex is
choking, and he hit him in the
backstage to
back,
Adam
and
in
that
here.
caused the thing inside his throat to hit the crack, to hit the bottom of the leg, and of course it cracked. It started cracking. And of course, the engineer, they stopped the train in time. And of course, the conductor wanted to check if everyone was okay. But then they hear the ice breaking. And of course, you know, the conductor screams at the top of his lungs. He goes like, "Get us the blazes out of here!" And of course, the engineer reverses the engines and tries to get away from the snow. And of course, ends up in a battle. To be honest, a battle like it's like man versus train. It's like one of those kind of stuff, you know, man versus train.
Also, Alex is backstage to Adam back in here.
Okay. Anyway, so of course they merely, and I quote, they merely made it themselves into the ice until the ice started breaking in front of them. And of course, the conductor said, "Brace yourselves!" And then luckily, they got back on the tracks. And I'm like, wow, you know.
Hey, guys, also, Alex is
and of course, in the meantime, of course, they're all very happy because they made it out.
Alex is backstage. So can you add him back
But
in
luckily,
here?
the girl, remember the hero boy actually had the ticket of the girl, and of course, he gave it to her after the whole entire ending. And of course, they were all happy. Everyone was
Hey,
back
Elijah,
normal.
Alex
Everything
is
was
back in the lab. So can you add Alex back in here?
And of course, the boy started singing outside the train.
Also, guys, I do want to mention the moon scene, right where the engine was, where the engine was climbing up the hill.
Hey, Alex.
I would definitely, honestly, Diego, now that you said about the moon scene, I actually want to put that "I Know How the Moon Must Feel" from Thomas and the Magic Railroad. I would put that song right now.
What
song? No, copyrighted. Copyrighted, never mind.
Ever since it broke
the "I Know How the Moon Must Feel" from Magic Railroad. Remember that?
Oh my god!
I would put that. But copyrighted.
But and then the Polar Express song appeared, and then the one boy called "Look Elves."
Oh yeah, but like Billy, like the song that Billy. Honestly, my sister cried to that song when she saw it. She cried to that song when Billy was singing.
Oh my god!
What was upsetting about it?
He goes like, "When Christmas comes to town."
Oh no!
Oh my god, that made me cry too.
Also, when I saw it, I was just the little, and I tried to do a challenge. Try not to cry challenge.
Oh my god! I failed to
Oh
try
my
to
god! I actually cried
okay?
at that
I cried
song
to the Gary Come
too.
Home song. I cried to the Gary Come Home song. Okay, I'm
I
sorry.
cried to that
I
song.
tried to not laugh.
I didn't cry. I was the one who didn't cry at that song.
You lucky! Oh my god!
I was almost when I challenged myself. When I was almost,
but I failed. But I had to cry
with the tears coming out of my eye.
And anyways, okay. So they made it to the North Pole. Everything was normal until something happened.
I think
when the boy was trying to get on top of the train, it accidentally discoupled the coach. Because of that, of course, they noticed that the train was going back, and of course, they go into another ride. And I should insert the "Come for the Ride" song of Thomas. To be honest, I would insert that right now. I would insert it, but it's copyrighted, so I can't. But, anyways, like the whole entire thing, they end up going around circle, and they end up hitting a turntable. They, of course, spin around and around. And of course, they come back normal. Honestly, imagine if the turntable went up faster, just like how it happened with James in that episode of Tenders and Turntables. That would have been more.
And also, that happened in James Goes Buzz Buzz.
Oh yeah. I didn't understand why they had to use a turntable. That did not make any sense.
All right, guys. I want to talk about the locomotive.
James and the CGIs.
All right, go ahead. But the Polar Express, out of all, is one of the best movies ever.
Was built with what is
my number one all-time favorite Christmas movie in the entire world. And also the
Polar Express would be my favorite movie,
and
to be honest.
And the
girl. And there's no questions asked, to be honest.
So let's go on. Put me in solo mode, Elijah.
Went inside a Christmas building, and then they saw some elves talking.
We need
to-
to.
Well, as Alicia mentioned earlier, they said
And
at
they
the
saw
end
the
she was
boy
supposed to be
saying,
something,
I
right?
didn't do it. I didn't.
Oh
do
yeah, I
it.
didn't do it.
I
Oh my god, my
Well,
sister
fans,
please
tell
that.
your
Hold on,
parents
hold on.
yes.
with the boy
My
that put
sister's
gum
the
in
one
his
that brags
sister's
about
hair,
that,
which you
honestly.
should not do.
My
I can't
genius
believe
right
it
on the
though. I mean, like,
Polar
I never do
Express.
that. The one time I did something bad, to be honest, the one thing I did something bad to me, honestly, happened like a few weeks ago. I accidentally slapped my sister in the face. Like, I slapped her.
Wow, why you did that?
It's because she made me mad. I didn't know what
Also,
to do. I
guys,
tried to
What
hold back my
happened?
anger,
What
and
did
I
you
slapped
slap her
her.
with? What did you do? What did you
I
slap
just
her
slapped
with?
her with my hand. I slapped her, like just slapped her in the cheek. That's it.
Also, guys, look.
And I feel bad
Well, I
for her,
think
so I
it was
This is the
apologize. You know,
difference
she
something
got
between the
bad,
Polar
scared.
Express in real life
She
and
was
in
in
the
tears. I
movie.
was like trying to tell her, no, it's fine. You know, like please, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Yo,
you know?
guys.
Well,
But we did forgive each
the
other.
only
We
one
did,
time that
but
I
we
was
forgive
bad
each other.
because
That's the thing.
while I was
Elijah?
at my
Hey, Elijah. Drip.
Honestly, I shouldn't have done that. To be honest, I should have done
while
something
I was
else.
at my family foods class, and then I told Anari about how ice cream is making her. I was acting a little bit like
Hey,
Sasha,
guys.
saying
Yeah.
I said it's complicated, but
Hey,
then
guys, can I
find
say
it
something?
rude.
Go ahead, Jake.
And then,
Go,
but nowadays
let talk.
and I need to control, and also I apologize and I control myself.
Guys, I gotta show you all
one of the
this.
reasons why I'm getting supposed to be
Can I
mature.
speak?
Go ahead.
Okay, so can you explain the show, the differences between the Polar Express in real life and in the movie? Can y'all find the differences between the 1225 in real life and in the movie?
They don't look similar, to be honest.
But
they do.
the cowcatcher is bigger.
Yeah, the cowcatcher
But no
seems
knuckle
bigger than
coupler.
the others.
And look,
the steam piston. You see the steam piston right there? The piston. Look at the piston again in the Polar Express one. Look, check it out.
Do you
Check out the
guys
piston.
wish the Polar
It's like so
Express
big.
was
It's
right
so
on
big.
it?
This one is so small. Like,
and
there's something
also
else.
on the cab, it does not say 1225.
Oh yeah, we have no number about it. What's the number of the Polar Express?
1225.
1225. Are you sure? And what about in the movie? In the movie, did they add a number?
Like in the Lionel version, they did.
Oh, okay.
So let's go over the history.
They
of the
should have added the
1225.
number.
Let's go, Elijah.
That's the one thing I ever wanted to know. Engines have numbers in them.
Hey, Elijah.
And then I remember Polar Express was from Warner Bros. Since I love Warner Bros.
Hey, Elijah.
Me too.
Okay, so let me give you a
sorry,
backdrop on the 1225. So the 1225 was built by the Lima Locomotive Works in 1941, the same year as Union Pacific Big Boy 4014. And just like the big boys, the Pure Market Berkshires were used to pull freight trains. Unfortunately, it wasn't long until the diesel engines took over.
Until being retired in 1951 because of their earlier days in steam engine. But thankfully, the University of Michigan saved it.
And if it was, if the
I would also want to add one
1951.
more Christmas special. I want to add one more Christmas special, Alicia. Is that
guys,
fine?
if the Polar Express was scrapped, there would be no Polar Express.
True.
Well,
imagine
I think they would remember.
imagine if they didn't have the Polar Express at all.
But anyway,
guys, I think they would remember
the Polar Express gang saw the elves going on a very fast ride, and
I
think and then they went on the slide of presents.
They would
and then they went up into the Santa's sleigh balloon, sack it, red
and somehow
giant, big
the
red
know-it-all
giant
boy
sack.
got
And
into
then they
the sack of
realized
Santa.
Billy got the know-it-all boys. He noticed something was grabbing his leg, and it was the know-it-all boy.
And I can't
They
believe
saw the
how did
singing
he
too.
get in there? How did he get in there?
He followed him mysteriously.
Hey guys, if 1225 was scrapped, there would be no Polar Express. But I think they would remember it, and then that's how it would have happened, right?
And then if 1225 was actually scrapped, then we still would have had 1223.
True. Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and that's when they would have been renumbered to 1225. And
would they though? Like, think about it. Would they? Honestly, these movies that we're talking about, some of them were the best and some of them were the worst. To conclude this, let's just conclude this, Alicia. In conclusion, these movies we should all watch, and these movies that we were talking about
and
were the
anyways,
worst.
let's
They were
talk
not.
about the rest of the Polar Express movie before the
All right.
conclusion.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let's hurry up because like I'm getting really tired, to be honest.
I'm getting
I think
tired
I'm not gonna go to
too.
sleep, but I'm just gonna.
And here's
I think
the
I'm gonna
Polar
get tired.
Express in the old days. The 12
But anyways, we're gonna.
Okay, so the Polar Express. I'll talk about it. I know most of it, to be honest. I'll talk. So
Just
of course,
get it quick
after the
because
know-it-all
I
boy
need to
somehow
go to
got
sleep.
inside the Santa bag, of course the elves got up and they noticed that there were kids inside, and of course they slide them down gently, and of course everything continues. And of course, the biggest reveal of them all was, of course, AKA Santa Claus, or AKA, what Ringo Starr said, Father Christmas appeared.
Mr. C, right? I saw
Yes.
in the
Yes,
Polar
Mr. C.
Express.
Oh, yes, Mr. C, Mr. Claus.
Remember
yes.
when Billy saw the sign that said, "Don't open till Christmas"?
And that's the rules. That's the rules.
Yeah.
Anyway, anyway, so like as I mentioned earlier, of course, everybody was getting ready because apparently, AKA Father Christmas was on its way, and of course he arrived, and everybody was so cheering. The elves were cheering. Everybody was in spirit. Of course, the song goes, "You better watch out," the copyright stuff because I can't do that. But like the Santa Claus thing, Santa Claus is coming to town song. Santa Claus is coming to town, and of course everybody's like cheering. You know, they see him. The hero boy, actually does not see him for some reason. Billy and
because
the other
of
girl
the
never
elves
see
blocking him.
Yeah, the elves were blocking him, and Billy sees him. I have no idea how. The girl sees it. Billy sees it, and of course, something else happened too. One of the reindeers' bells, because they were repairing a sleigh, falls down into the frozen puddle, into a frozen lake that was right next to the hero boy. Of course, he grabs the bell, and of course he says, "I believe." And of course he tries ringing it, but he doesn't hear anything.
Well, where did Elijah go?
And of course, Santa Claus actually appeared behind him. Santa Claus appeared behind him, and of course, he of course sees the bell that he has, and of course, he tells him that he wants to sit on his lap. Try telling him what he wants for Christmas. He whispers it, which is, I honestly have no idea what he whispered about, to be honest, because I gotta rewatch that movie, to be honest. I gotta rewatch it, but he whispers something.
And then the Santa Claus said the first Christmas bell, and then he left, and then all the kids go home. Then
they all go home, and of course the hero boy didn't realize that he put the bell in his pocket that had a hole in it, and of course the bell fell. And of course, the kids were saying, "Hey, we want to see your bell," but then 2 seconds later, they were saying, "Oh my God, you lost it!" One of them said, "You lost it," and of course they said, "Well, we can find it back," But then it was too late because the engines were starting to go. The train was already ready to go.
And then Billy left home, and then he saw his gift that Santa gave him.
And then it was a gift, and it came
that
through.
scene made me cry.
Honestly, yeah.
Because also, guys, I wanted to know, what did Billy get?
You never know, dude. Maybe probably was like imagine if it was a PlayStation. Nah.
Probably guessing it's a
like
model
toy or
train
something,
set of the Polar Express.
Anyway,
I wish
of
one
course,
too.
the hero boy leaves, and of course, the conductor says something, and he yells, "Merry Christmas!" And then the hobo on top of the roof starts waving at him. The hobo, as I mentioned earlier, the ghost, he waves back, and of course, he goes back inside and he falls asleep.
I'm taking a shit.
Then the next day,
Okay.
Max, please. I'm talking about the Polar Express movie. Please.
Dude.
Can I talk?
Okay, well, I'll be right back. I'm on the shit.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Hey!
All right. Next morning, the sister wakes up, the hero boy, and of course, he thought everything was a dream because the same event that happened earlier was obviously a dream. But then he comes down to the living room, and he sees the Polar Express model train that's just right there underneath the.
And then while the kids were opening And his family opened the gifts. He opened his own gift, and it was the Christmas bell. And
It was
then
a
when
Christmas
the parents
bell.
said it was school on Christmas Day.
Yeah, and of course, like the boy
Wait, where
got the
did they
bell, and of
go?
course Santa left a note saying, "You better fix that pocket. I found this on my sleigh."
Wait, where did they go at the end of the
And it
movie?
goes Santa Claus. But then, like, something
They
else
went to
happened with the
school.
dad. The dad
Wait,
saw
Doesn't
the
make any
bell.
sense.
Wait. They went to school on Christmas Day?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
they
supposed
did.
to be
they
as
go
a
to
family. This literally doesn't
Yeah,
make no sense.
exactly. I don't know why. But anyway,
This
the
might be
parents
one
saw
of the
what he
worst
had,
goofs in
and
the
of
Polar
course the
Express.
dad tries the
And
bell.
speaking of
and he goes,
goofs in the
huh.
Polar Express, this
And he goes
YouTuber
like, huh.
GWR Studios made a goof series called Goofs in the Polar
About
Express.
it,
Did you
yeah, and
see
I
it?
like the content, to be honest. I wish he was still back making these Goose of Thomas. To be
Yeah. I don't know what
But
happened
he
to him.
left.
Wait, actually, I actually do know why he left. He's into cars now. That's what people said. He's into cars now.
Just like this DeviantArt YouTuber, DeviantArtist Ray Ryan 90. You know
Exactly,
that
yeah.
well.
Anyway, but the thing that didn't make me sense at all was when the parents were checking the bell, right? The bell he had. And of course, the dad tries to ring it and he goes, huh, it's broken. And of course, like they didn't know that the bell was actually something else. And then of course they all leave and we get a scene about the bell, and then credits, nothing else. But like
With the
I
Believe
think
song,
like I
and
don't know what's the
then-
meaning about it. I don't know what's the meaning about the Polar Express. Is it about believing?
Yes, it's believing.
And like the bell, like I don't understand about the bells because my sister told me about the Polar Express movie that we should watch, and I'm like, yeah, I know, but what's the point of watching the Polar Express, And she goes like, like, why would you say that? I'm like, what? What's the big deal? And I'm like, you did not like the Polar Express? And I'm like, yes, I like that Polar Express movie, of course. And like he goes like, well, it sounds like someone doesn't believe in someone else. And I'm like, I do believe. I'm like, well, you better watch it. And I'm like, okay, Oh my God, to be honest. But I should watch it. I should. I love that movie. I love that movie so much, because my sister said about the bell, because she told me about the bell. Like, the bell didn't ring with the dad. So I think that's a sign. Do you think it was a sign? Because I don't know. Was it? Think about it.
Hey, Max.
I am the semen master, and I speak for the cum. Why have I been summoned?
Hey,
Whoa.
You should never talk about these
Chill. Okay, we know that stuff happens, but like, do you have to say it in public, bro? That's so disgusting.
Dude!
I cut this in 4K.
Dude!
Anyway.
More like
anyways,
it.
guys.
Would you
Okay.
watch it?
Anyway, so
Call
these
you
Christmas
in 20K
movies that we all saw in YouTube,
60 FPS, 3
all the
Nintendo
Christmas
iOS, and
stuff.
Blu-ray, ultraviolet radiation 3D, ultraviolet radiation PlayStation 5.
Anyway, guys, so we talk about the Polar Express, and honestly, this movie was one of my favorites movies.
Maybe like
Number one
a
Christmas
16
movie in
times
America.
of a 9 Googleplex out of 10 quadrillion, 100,000 quadrillion.
To be
You
honest,
agree, Manuel?
I would literally die for this movie. I would definitely if Jenny was real. To be honest, I would just sell everything. I would just sell. I would just sell her arms, honestly, or sell her entire head. Honestly, I would sell her.
I have speaking.
And if Amity was real, I would do the same thing for Amity.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And will you sell
Hey, guys.
your
What's
Jenny
up?
stuff to Jenny?
I mean, if she was real, then yes.
I would do the same with
because
Amity.
I would die for this movie. I would definitely die this movie. I would definitely die for this movie. I don't care. I would let her die.
I would die for this movie too.
Yeah.
Should they make a sequel?
The Polar Express, honestly, was one of my favorite Christmas movies since the Christmas Carol of Mickey Mouse.
And my number
I
one
said Mickey
all-time
Mouse
favorite
guys,
Christmas
do you
movie in the
think they'll
entire
make
world
the
because we
Polar
all
Express
is the
too?
best movie of all time.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Thank you, Max. Thank
Guys,
you.
I want to tell y'all something.
The Masters of Cum says so. So
Hey,
Okay. Don't say that ever again.
Call
Let's
you.
pretend we didn't say
Would you
that.
watch
Okay,
it on the
let's
ball?
pretend.
Call you in 20K ultraviolet radiation.
Okay, I gotta go. Bye, people.
Nintendo.
Okay, everyone, calm down. Everyone,
Blu-ray
one at a
to
time, please. One at a time.
Right, y'all.
FPS, PlayStation 5.
I gotta go. So bye.
All right, see ya, Max. Anyways, thank
Look.
you for
Guys,
watching
can I
these kind of
tell you
videos.
Thank you for watching this live.
Thank you
Hope
for
you enjoyed
watching,
it
guys.
and have a wonderful Merry Christmas.
Shouldn't they make a sequel
Well,
to the
honestly,
Polar
we're
Express?
gonna be here for like a couple
Christmas
days,
shopping,
but
so
it
that's
is
all,
the week of
folks.
Christmas. So yeah.
Please, God bless
See
you
you
all.
guys. Bye,
That's
Alicia.
all, folks.
That's all.